We've been intending to make a little instructional video for a while now on litter box making and proper cages for rabbits. If you have to have them in a cage, we prefer that rabbits, when owned, have more free run time than having to be in a cage. We hope that they don't ever have to live in a cage at all, but the sad fact is some of them do, and especially here, we're a foster home for the Gainesville Rabbit Rescue at Hug-A-Bunny, and we have to keep some of them in cages. The rabbits that we own personally run free in the house, but the fosters that we have here, which currently there's 5 of, have to live in cages and share time out running. You know, they each get as much as possible, several hours a week of time to run free out of their cages, but like I said, the sad fact is they have to be in cages for right now. So, like I said, to start with, we're going to show you the way that we do litter boxes for these rabbits. It serves a multi-purpose, makes things a lot easier. We start with what's called equine pine. It's just pine pellets, highly absorbent. Some people buy what's called yesterday's news, which is recycled newspaper that's pelleted, that looks a lot like the pine, just a little darker in color, but it's pellets like that. We also have the Timothy hay, which as you can see in the black bag there is what's left of the bale. The rest of it's in the tote. We buy this in full bales in order to keep up with the demand with all these rabbits. But what we do is simply use this scoop in here to line the box. Sorry for that noise, it's probably loud, but doesn't need to be thick, just enough to just barely cover the bottom. Like I said, it is very absorbent. Then we just get a layer of hay, put that on top of it. Again, doesn't have to be super thick. You're probably going to add some to it as the days go by. You'll have to base how often you change it on your rabbit's needs, and if you have more than one rabbit and whatever, but you can add a little bit of hay to it each day as they eat it. But they will get in the litter box, use the litter box for their bathroom needs as well as eat the hay. They typically will use one end of it for the bathroom and the other end of it for the hay to eat. There's nothing wrong with that. They will not hurt themselves. They will not poison themselves. And it makes a very convenient way. You don't have to worry about some other way to dispense hay, and then they have hay all the time, as much as they want, which is definitely a need for the rabbits. We'll pick this up again in the cage section. This is one setup we have, and the rabbits are not in there right now. They're out at an adoption event at PetSmart. But these two do not actually get closed up in their cage, even though they like the cage to get in. They still use it to play. They run up and down the ramp, but they have a fenced enclosure, so they're very fortunate they don't actually have to live in the cage. This is what is supposed to be our dining room, but right now it's Rabbit Central. Hug-A-Bunny Central, if you will. This is Ripley down here. He's one of our fosters with a severe case of head tilt, unfortunately, and doing battle with a parasitic infection called E. caniculi at the moment, being treated for it. We've got high hopes that he'll make it through it, but if you know anything about it, you know that unfortunately for most rabbits, that parasite is terminal. This is the living quarters of another one of our fosters that's in our guest bedroom, in the corner of our guest bedroom. It's one rabbit, a decent-sized Rex. Her name is Winkin. She is also out at the adoption event right now, so the cage is empty, but you can see that it is a large dog crate adapted for the rabbit with a shelf up there so she can jump up and down, get some exercise. Cage size is very important if they have to be in them. The cage needs to be big enough that they can lay down and stretch out fully as they may want to. It also needs to be tall enough that they can stand completely up on their hind feet, as they like to do from time to time, but they need to be able to stand up without restriction. You can see, her litter box, as we showed how to make that a few minutes ago. The bottom of a cage, if you have a rabbit in a cage, it is never to be wire bottom. There should always be a solid bottom, a soft area. This one's a solid plastic bottom. We've put a piece of carpet in there for her to have a soft area. She can get on the hard plastic if she wants to. But rabbits do not have any protection on the bottom of their feet. There's no toe pads. So wire bottom cages will cause severe damage to their feet and eventually cripple them. They cannot take that kind of abuse. So this is a properly set up cage for one medium to large size rabbit, or would be good for 2 smaller rabbits. But like I said, if they have to be in a cage, it needs to have plenty of room to allow them to move around and keep their muscles active, and be able to give them as much free time out of the cage as possible. Make the cage only a temporary thing. And finally, the rabbit playtime. We allow them to come out in the living room and run and play with us as often as possible. We let at least one of them out every night for 3 to 4 hours, as long as possible, while we're home and able to watch over them. But they need to have plenty of toys. You can see our living room is just a big rabbit playpen, but they have all their stuff to keep them busy, to keep their attention, for them to chew on. That keeps them from chewing on your furniture, entertainment centers and whatnot. You can see we have a wire gate up around our TV and entertainment center that keeps them from being able to get back there, because they love to chew on wires. You must keep rabbits away from wires, because they will chew through a wire in about a half a second. Not only can it destroy the wire they're chewing on, if it's a live wire, it could kill the rabbit. It could possibly even set your house on fire. So, it's very, very important to make sure that your home is rabbit proofed and that they have no access to wires. We hide them a litter box over in the corner. There's food and water out here for them. Our boys that run free in the house, they also use this area, especially during the day when the other rabbits are not out running, and while we're at work they have free roam of this area. We close them off in our bedroom while the other rabbits are being allowed to play, of course. We hope this video has been educational and helpful, and we definitely invite anyone to ask us questions. Please be sure to visit our website at www.hugabunny.net. That's Hugabunny, HUGABUNNY.net. We have lots of good information on there. Send us an email if you wish, whatever. We will be glad to help anybody we can as we have time. And please consider, when you go to our website, there's a donation link at the top. We always need help. We depend on donations to be able to keep these rabbits going. Our rescue, the Gainesville Rabbit Rescue in Gainesville, Florida, they have at least 150 rabbits there. We're just a foster home keeping 5 of those rabbits for them. But the need is great, and any help that you can give is greatly, greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your rabbits.